So yeah, keep in mind that if you feel like you need something like a smoke or a drink or anything to do with addiction, or like addicted to negative thinking, as Ramana Maharshi says, the mind is a demon. So when the mind is convincing you to indulge in pleasures and vices, then that itself is like demonic, and that energy of like the demons and the devils can sort of seep into the body and make it unwell. So when like we're dealing with the mind, like the mind needs to be tamed, the mind needs to be silent. Like you can think if you want to, but just remember like the mind isn't what you think it is. Like if you're constantly experiencing like thoughts and ideas that aren't of the truth, then just be aware that you're seeping into some mental health stuff which isn't healthy. Which is what I'm trying to do, is heal the mental health. Because when the mind is silent, then you're praising and worshipping spirit to the Holy Creator and the ultimate power, Brahman, God reality, which is blessing you with infinite love and peace. You can take what Ramana Maharshi said literally or take it symbolically or spiritually, but at the end of the day, like, keeping in mind the truth always, keeping in spirit the truth always, keeping in the soul always, your soul will heal naturally, which will heal your mental health, and you'll have less problems, less anxiety, less fear, less depression, and all that. I'm a living testimony to if you do the right thing, even actions like being kind, being charitable, being selfless in a way, then you'll see like there's so much truth in this life. Whether the world is full of garbage and the hypocrisy and the craziness of the world, you yourself are not that. You're not the world, and the world is not you, but yet you project the world. It's just a projection of your own inner side, your inner spirit, you. Because the soul is the journeyer, but the spirit is the creator. So another teaching for you is that when Jesus walked through the desert for 40 days and 40 nights and he encountered the devil, that was just a manifestation of his own feeling and thinking and limiting belief, because a limited belief is just a demon basically. And when I say demons and stuff like this and devils, it's all symbolically, because there's no such thing truly in reality, in the bliss of God in heaven and all that. But Jesus had the limiting, even Jesus had to overcome the fact that he limited himself to thinking he needed food or needed water. So the devil presented himself to say, turn these rocks into bread and bow down to him, and he'll give him the kingdom of the earth. But he was like, no, I don't need that, because he overcome the thought of having to be famous and glorious on this earth, or having to eat to survive, or to be in his truth. Like, even if he died, he would have gone to heaven right there and then. But he lived on and he ended up surviving all that because it was just a test of his own will. This is why I talk about spiritual wisdom, because it entwines with mental health. You really feel like the great prophets and great teachers throughout all spiritual time haven't had their sorrows and depression and struggles. They all have, but they got so fed up with it that unlimited infinite bliss and enlightenment was the only way through. And this is what I chose to, because it's entwined with my recovery. It was either be labelled as mentally ill forever and just limit myself and my beliefs to feel like I'm this, I'm that, something of the world, something that the name that the world would give me. Or I can go beyond the world, overcome the world, like Jesus taught. Like, it's not about thinking of Jesus or being like Jesus, but recognizing the similarities to all these teachings, all the masters, and all beings inevitably as soulmates because we're all created from God originally, and the lessons that you can learn from every and anybody. So it's important to be spiritual if you want to recover and have good mental health, I think. So yeah, stay in peace, rest in peace, and enjoy life after death. Bless.